Hello and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Casty. If it's not, thanks for always tuning into my videos. Today I was doing a June sort of wrap-up. I wanted to kind of make this a little bit different because technically I have mini wrap-ups on my channel for June, and if you want my thoughts on the actual books themselves, you can go watch all those. I'll put all three of them in the description bar below. They're my Whateverthon 10-week updates where I discussed the thoughts and feelings of a book, my ratings on a book, and then updated my bingo board for Whateverthon. So those are like mini wrap-ups, and every book I read this month is talked about in one of those in great detail, like a wrap-up. But I still kind of wanted to give you an overall thoughts and feelings on June, so I went to my Patrons and kind of asked for ideas, and they came up with like favorites of the month and like ratings and all of this. So I'm kind of throwing it together, and I wanted to give you a tier ranking of the books I read in June, and I'm gonna try and go with some buzzwords or anti-buzzwords. I'm gonna be really quick on my thought process for these, but I hope you kind of enjoy it. It's not something I think I will do often, but in terms of the fact that I've already talked about every single book on my channel, I felt like I needed to do something, but something different. So the worst, we're gonna start from the worst to the best. So the worst book in June is easily The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I can't even tell you anti-buzzwords or buzzwords for this because my biggest anti-buzzword for it is a giant spoiler. Do not getting much from this. Just know it is my least favorite Riley Sager. Yes, worse than Final Girls. If you like thrillers, I honestly would say skip this one. I haven't seen a good review for it yet. Okay, and then the next book going up the rating is City of Dusk by Tara Sim. Interestingly enough, I think that The House Across the Lake is my worst book of June, but City of Dusk is possibly the worst book of the year. But I think City of Dusk hits year and not June just because I wanted something, like, just because the disappointment that comes with Dusk didn't happen with The House Across the Lake, and I think the disappointment adds to my feeling about the overall year, where House Across the Lake was just disappointing for this month. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. Sometimes my brain is stupid, but we're here. City of Dusk. It has multi-POV. It is new adult. It is too much going on. It is portal fantasy, and it is teenagers doing a lot but nothing all at once. That's how I'm going to describe this book. I don't know if this video concept is any good, but here we are. The next read going up. Oh, I gave House Across the Lake 1 star, and I gave City of Dusk 1 star. The next book going up is The Boneshard Emperor, which I gave 2 stars. The Boneshard Emperor is a sequel to a book that I loved and gave a very high 4 stars, but The Boneshard Emperor just was not what I needed it to be, and it kind of lost the interest that I had in the first book. It wasn't there in the second book, and I'm excited to get to the third book. I'm really hoping for middle book syndrome, but yeah. So The Boneshard Emperor, some buzzwords that might interest you are unique magic system, mystery, changing climate, animal companion, and politics? You know what, as I say these buzzwords, I'm like, these are all buzzwords that would get me, but I just don't think the book was worth it. Anti-buzzword is that it's meant to be I think it needed to be character-driven, but wasn't. Which is not one word, but you get the vibe, the theme, my negative. Continuing on the scale, we have Haunting Adeline, which I gave 3 stars. This is a dark romance, trigger warnings for sexual assault and stalking, and the glorification of both of those. But please, if you want to read this, look up the triggers. There are lots. It is a dark romance. Haunting Adeline is a really, really, really crappily written book, but for some reason my enjoyment of it was just so high. So I'm going to say good smut, unbelievable plot, vigilante, morally gray, horror-ish. I actually could put horror-ish. It's like a dark romance with some horror thriller elements. The next read going up is Rise of a Sky Pirate by L.L. McRae. This is just a short novella. I gave it 3 stars. I was gonna put this one. This one is a free novella I got from the author's website, which is a novella that gives you a little bit of insight in one of her series. This one has sky pirates, it has dragons, it has badass characters, it has a very unique world. There's vampires, a little bit of paranormal, and strong female protagonist. Those were not buzzwords, but that's what I'm giving you as a little description for this one. And going up, we have Sword of Kaigan, which I gave a 3.5, but if you watch my wrap-up little thing for it, it's a book that I don't understand why I didn't give 5 stars. I just didn't connect with it enough. But I understand why other people love it, and the reasons people gave it 5 stars, I completely see and understand. I just didn't connect with the book enough. Buzzwords: emotional, propaganda, Asian-inspired, or instead of Asian-inspired, you could do non-European setting, urban-ish fantasy. I don't know how to explain this. It's like the world has like technology and is like urban, but like the place we're in is not. It's like medieval setting. Strong female characters, motherhood, unique magic, and thought-provoking, negatives, dense, info dumps, character-driven, which could be a positive or a negative for you. Doesn't follow a 3-act structure. If any of these interest you, just go watch the wrap-ups where there's more detailed thoughts. The next one on the list is Jade City by Fonda Lee, which I gave 4 stars, really enjoyed. Buzzwords: character-driven, Asian-inspired, non-European setting, urban fantasy, morally gray characters, kind of, action, politics, family. I think those are all good buzzwords to explain it. And the next one is Nomads of the Sea, which I gave a 4.5-ish, like a high 4-star. It's a self-pub indie. So, buzzwords. This is way harder than I thought it would be. Non-European setting, Asian-inspired. This one isn't own voices, but it is that. Cultural discussion, military fantasy, anti-colonialism, long. Indie. I feel like that's a good buzzword. Slow, character-driven. It's probably character-driven, but there is a big plot still. Unique magic. There's definitely unique magic. And water-based. Because it, like, happens. It just happens on the water. It's really cool. Really cool setting. And then the last one is Dragonflight, which I gave 5 stars. Dragons. Sci-fi elements. Fast-paced. Short. Animal companion, dragon animal companion, kind of similar things, but it's like bonded. I want to tell you it's kind of dystopian, but like not. I want to say unique premise and interesting world, maybe? This was so much harder than I thought it was. There are all the 9 books I read in June, all ranked for you. And as I said before, all 3 of my Whateverthon wrap-ups will be in the description bar below, where I go over my thoughts in details of these. If I remember, I'll be good and I'll tell you which books are in which wrap-ups. You can go look if you're interested in a specific book. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. If you've made it all the way to the end of this video and you'd like to leave me an emoji just to say you were here, leave me a birthday cake or like birthday balloon emoji. I have no idea why. It's not my birthday, but there we go. And if you'd like to connect with me on other platforms, my Bookstagram, my book Twitter, my Goodreads, and my Patreon are all linked in the description bar below. Have yourselves a wonderful day.